Okay, we're at First Chronicles 12 and 32. First Chronicles 12 and 32. Read it.
And of the children of Issachar, which were men that had understanding of the times, to know what Israel ought to do, the heads of them were 200, and all the brethren were at their commandment.
So Issachar had knowledge of the times on what to do, which means they can look into the stars and see the signs, to hear or to see and read the heavens in communication with the Most High to tell Israel what to do. They had 200 men who were assigned over Issachar to read the stars. So what happened? Hold that and get 2nd Ezra 13 and 39. Second Ezra 13 and 39. Read.
And whereas thou sawest that he gathered another peaceable multitude unto him, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king,
Go ahead.
whom Salmanasseh the king of Assyria led away captive. And he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land.
Go ahead.
But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen,
That they would leave the multitude of the heathen. Read.
and go forth into a further country, where neither mankind dwelt,
To go into a new country where never mankind dwelt. Read.
that they might there keep the statutes which they never kept in their own land.
Go ahead.
And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood, till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half. And the same region is called Arsareth.
And the same region is called Ozareth, proving to you that the North American Indians, the Issacharites, and all the people who, the indigenous people of North, Central, and South America are the children of Israel from the 10 tribes that came from the northern kingdom of Israel. And when the Europeans came over to the Americas, they knew these people didn't come through the Bering Strait. They knew these people were the children of Israel. But the point I'm going to make is that Issachar had the signs of the heavens to warn the Most High's people. So what did they do when they went over into Mexico? They built pyramids. They built information that had on the same line of the Great Pyramid Giza when you look at it geographically. And the signs were actually built into the construct. I'm talking about the Mayans before they went off and began to sacrifice to the other gods. And through this detailed information, everyone knows that what they built was the knowledge of the knowledge they had of the stars. Okay, and you notice that they had everyone talking about the Mayan prophecies and all that, and that 2012 everything was going to be destroyed and all that. Really, what they was doing was distorting the information and telling you that it's cut off because they don't want to tell you what's behind 2012. They don't want to tell you the information that was stored inside there. They can't tell the population. Only the elite know this. That's why they're looking to depopulate and destroy us, because our time is coming. It's counting down to us as a people rising again. Okay? And also, they wanted to hoard the artifacts in those areas for themselves, because the pyramids were built as sundials. The original pyramid Giza was built by angels before the flood, the Great Pyramid. And it's a sundial to let you know exactly when the sun comes into the earth, to give you the will of the time to know the first day of the year. They didn't want you to know that, because you would actually know when the first day come in and begin to follow your holy days accordingly. But the Druids And the Satanists know exactly when the cycle comes in, but they will never tell you. They don't follow the holy days according to that. They follow some other things according against us. Okay? So I'm just dropping a few things on you because this thing is on a whole nother level. A whole nother level. You think you just learning the truth and you learning that your Israel is really the, the knowledge. It's on the entirely higher level than that once you come to the understanding, because coming to the understanding of the Most High name led us to one understanding. Now how to follow that God and putting things in perspective with this Sabbaths and holy days is another understanding. And then now that you're operating on the same course as the Most High and angels, there's a greater understanding spiritually of what to do from there. Okay? So I wanted to put that out there and just to give you a prelude into what's to come. All right? So that's it on that right now, but I'm going to answer a few questions if you have them. And next week we'll have a complete class for you. You going? Okay, bless you. All right, bless you, Lord. One moment. Okay. The knowledge of the Mayan is when you go into Mexico. They're Issacharites that built those constructs. One moment. I think there's a lot here. Let me pause it for one moment here. The first question is Psalms 8 and 2 or Matthew 21 and 16 is what I'm referring to. Exactly. Can you explain Daniel 25, 19, 25 through 26? And also, can you name the 10 tribes that came to the new land in 2nd Esdras 13 and 39? Well, of course, we can name the 10 tribes. The 10 tribes are the 10 tribes outside of Benjamin, Levi, and Judah. Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, because Levi left those areas of suburbs and came with Judah and Benjamin over into the southern kingdom. All right. So at that time, Levi was not considered a tribe. They were the priesthood of the Most High, and they didn't have no land at that time. They were separated strictly as priests for each tribe. After they fell, which you can read in Malachi, the 2nd chapter, at that point they became a tribe. So this is talking about all the tribes outside of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Originally, you would think about it, there's 13 altogether, including Dan. All right? To prove that some of Dan also came over with the tribes, but they were so small that they didn't have a lot of land into the Americas. Also, there's proof, and you will see that in the lesson of Dan, that a lot of Dan went out into Greece on the way to Israel. Some of them didn't go with Moses, and they went to with Moses to a certain degree, and then they broke off and went over into Greece, some of them. And that will be in a lesson coming soon. So all of Dan did not go into Israel with Joshua and Caleb. And as you can see, Dan was allotted a small part of land opposed to the other tribes because all of Dan didn't walk into Israel. Okay. Who is Judas Maccabees? Judas Maccabees. No, Judas. No, Judas Maccabees is a different Judas than that betrayed Christ. Judas Maccabees came well before then. You have Israelites with the same names. Okay? The same as today, there's people with the same names. The book of Jasher. Can you please tell me how credible its origin? Well, the author of the book of Jasher is not one author. It's not like there's a man called Jasher. Jasher means the upright one, which is a record from each of the upright ones starting from Adam. All right, it's a testimony. Now, the validity of Jasher is the fact that the Bible tells us about the book of Jasher. That's the validity. Let's get there. And 2 Samuel's. Let's get it in Joshua or in the book of Jasher. I mean, in the book of Joshua also, okay? Let's get Joshua 10 and 13. And 1 Samuel's 1 and 18. Read.
Joshua chapter 10, verse 13. And the sun stood still, and the moon stayed, until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is not this written in the book of Jasher?
Is not this written in the book of Jasher? Go to 2 Samuel's 1 and 18.
2 Samuel chapter 1, verse 18. Also he bade them teach the children of Judah the use of the bow. Behold, it is written in the book of Jasher.
So now that's more information that the Most High has given us showing his record. That was not included in the Canaan because the Romans did not want to include this information. If they would have included it, then by default, you would become the authority. If they take things from the record or don't add it, because really each book, so you can understand the Bible was a compilation done for us in this time. Our brother King James allowed these records to come together to sustain them so that when we awaken, we would have a record. But before that, each book had a separate book. The Bible is a compilation of many books. The example I can give you, if you wanted to see the book of Isaiah, like it says with Christ when he went into the temple, he went and grabbed the book, the scroll of Isaiah, scrolled it out, and read the scroll. So each book of the Bible was a scroll, separate. All right? It wasn't as if the Bible was one scroll. You got different books that was translated to be put into one record. All right? So the Romans, when they got control of our records because they are not the people, they authorized what you could and could not read of your own record. Therefore, when the blanks were not filled in, it would leave doubt, or you would have to go to them to answer questions. And at that point, they would inject their Gentile philosophies to distort the truth of Christ and the Most High. Okay? The validity is the Bible itself. All right? What is the next question here? What's the next one? The quiz was done for Academy Lesson 2 last night. Lawyer did it. So when you check your email, you'll be able to get the link to that.
Do the new moons still serve the purpose of identifying the new year or month?
We found out, and you can also do the research yourself. All right? A matter of fact, let me pull it up here. This is key information also. All right. The word moon, which was created in the beginning, word is Yarak. Yarak, which means the moon. But when you go to where it says new moon, it's a different word, which is Kadash, which means month. Month. So it's two separate words. The light out in the heavens is Yarak. So when you read new moon, you should interchange it with the Hebrew word that was there, new month, which you can only count a month from the beginning of what? The 364 days. The Bible says we will go off if we count from the moon. It's new month. And the Most High gave us the understanding, and now we are relaying the understanding to you. We're still in study on this, but these are the things we have found up until this point. Okay? Look at it yourself. Okay? Look at it yourself 100% when it comes to the moon. Again, I'm going to repeat it again for you so you can understand. You got the word moon, which is the moon in the sky, Yarak. And you got the new moon, which is Kadash, which is Kadash, which means month. All right? We didn't get the followings of the moon until Israel fell in Babylon. That's where we picked up following the moon. Okay? All praises be to the Most High. But you'll have it all very soon. We're going to update the holy days, and everything going forward will be 100% correct. And of course, you'll be able to follow it because you cannot get out of the fact that it falls on 7. Okay? It falls on 7. What is the 7th day of the week? What they call Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. It was instituted before they named it Friday or Saturday. Okay?
Next question says, Shalom, Elder. Is the 2013 calendar for the holy days on the website?
No. No. We're putting it all together, and we're going to put it all on the new website. It's coming. Read.
Where can we get info that Giza was built by angels?
When you go into the book of Enoch, it tell you that the angel Azazel was bound in the desert Dudael. Okay? And it tell you that the angels built that construct. All right? Now, the other pyramids were built later. But that pyramid was built by angels. And it can explain that now, and you can understand it. Why? Because obviously there's no people on this earth, and there was no machinery that can put that thing together like it is. It's impossible. All right? But the book of Enoch, and of course, the scriptures show the validity of Enoch when you read the book of Jude before Revelations, whom, no coincidence, ironically, the Romans told people that you couldn't read the book of Jude and claimed that it was heresy until the 8th century. Okay? Because they didn't want us to identify the truth concerning the gods they follow, which are the fallen angels. Okay? Go ahead.
Doesn't the book of Enoch say that the year has 364 days too?
The book, that's what we said distinctly. 364 for Enoch. There is no 365 days. Excuse me, it's 364 days. All right, what's next?
Are angels still falling now? When angels fall, what form do they take, and do they live like us?
Angels are still falling now. As in the days of Noah, then shall the coming of the Son of Man be. They will marry and given into marriage. People were marrying and giving into marriage even before that happened. So it's not talking about regular marriage. It's talking about angels falling and taking form and creating hybrid beings. Okay? That is happening now. Uh, Someone asked, wasn't Christ and the disciples under the new Gregorian calendar? Absolutely no. The Romans were, but the Sanhedrin during that time kept the correct cycle. It wasn't until 70 AD that we lost the cycle, when they destroyed us once and for all. Okay? What's next?
Someone asked, are the Dogon tribe, who they say read the constellations, Israelites? I don't know who Dogon is.
I don't know who the Dagon tribe is, but the Israelites are the tribes that read the constellations. Absolutely. What's next?
I serve Most High says, in Baruch it says women will no longer be in pain bearing fruit of the womb. Does this mean we will have children in the new kingdom?
Absolutely, children will be had in the new kingdom, beyond any shadow of a doubt. What's next?
Brother Azaz, is it a sin to drink alcohol?
It's a sin to drink alcohol if you can't control your consumption. Christ drank alcohol. He drank wine. And the Bible says, give strong drink to those who are ready to die. That was once strong drink. It was a sedative. It was something we used to calm ourselves in times of pain. Okay? Now, of course, now you have to watch it because in your state stores, they call it wine and spirits. So that's telling you that something is going on. There's spirits in some of that alcohol, especially stuff like the clear alcohol, like vodka and all the hard stuff that destroys you. All right? If you can abstain altogether, that's even better. But Christ drank wine. He didn't drink grape juice instead of wine. When he wanted grape juice, he drank grape juice. Okay, one moment. What's the next thing? I'm sorry if I can't get all your questions in. I'm going to try as much as I can before we relay it over to the brother Gabar. All right, but I have to pause it because the questions are coming in so quick. Okay. All right, what's next?
Okay, there's I don't know where you want me to start.
You can probably start um, right here.
Dekan. One guest from Wednesday's show said the tribe of Ephraim wasn't counted in Revelation 7 because they traded like Dan. I don't know if this was addressed, but it isn't the tribe of Joseph the same as saying Ephraim?
Yeah, we know that Joseph is Ephraim. So, that person came on. Of course, there's a few things they still have to learn. You have to realize when people come on and make statements, if we corrected every false statement, the world is filled with false information. So if we went to try to correct every false statement that was made, the show would be the show. Okay. So we just wanted to focus on the spirit that came behind the phone call. As she learned more, she'll get it. You understand? What's next?
Did the people in the Bible have last names? And why?
The people of the Bible did not have last names. Like, for instance, my name would be Rakashiar Bunya Hawadai Bunya Sha'ala, which is Rakashiar, the son of Judah, the son of Israel. You understand? So you would proclaim yourself based on your family. Similar to how we have it now in this world, but except now you got their family names are broken off into all these different fictitious names. And Esau did that to hide him being the son of Esau. Usually you would just state claim to your family and your tribe. That's it. Okay. What's next?
How many days are in the Hebrew months?
The Hebrew months goes like this. The first month is 31 days. The second month is 30 days. The third month is 30 days. Okay? And that's perpetual throughout the whole cycle. When the seasons change have an extra day. The day of the season of the spring, first day. Then there's 30 that makes up the whole month. Then you have two consecutive days of 30, consecutive months of 30 each. And then you have the summer. That's one day included with the 30 days that follow it. So coming into the summer, that's 31 days. Then there's 2 more months afterward follow 30 each that makes up the whole summer. Same thing with the fall or autumn. 31 days of that first month. Then 2 months consecutive 30 each. Then brings in the winter, what they call the winter solstice. 31 days for that month, 2 follow. And that cycle goes on and on and on. Okay. And not only that, once you know the day that the sun comes in for the spring, you can pinpoint the spring, summer, winter, and fall right on point every year without them. It'll fall flawless under a 364-day cycle. All right. What's next here?
Psalm 73 says, Shalom, brothers. I'm a certified welding inspector, certified welder, looking to be baptized and migrate as well. Please guide me in the right direction, screening process, etc. Thank you.
Okay, Psalm 73, we will need you. So send an email with your phone number. Someone will contact you. Second thing is what we're looking for right now and what's needed. And what we needed right now, and I want to put that out there, is we're going to need a serious artist, or 1 or 2 or 3. Brothers or sisters who can draw, who have great hands, and who can draw and do graphic art. Now, if you've been doing graphic art, we can probably use that. But if you know how to draw with your hands, please contact us so that we can contact you on a project that's coming. All right. What's next?
Okay. Next one. I heard that after the earthquakes in Haiti and in Japan, that the earth was shifting off its axis. Would that, if it is true, affect the pyramid of Giza used as a sundial to accurately show the first day?
I really can't go off of anything they're bringing forth in the so-called news that they call news. All right. I can only go by what the Most High have given us through scriptures. And he told us that if we follow these things perpetually, it'll be on point. Usually, sometimes in the news, they'll give you a story, but they'll use it as a platform to bring some spin to keep us in confusion. All right? I don't know if the earth shifted off its axis when that happened. That's what they told us. Okay. What's next?
Someone said, did you ever get the book you ordered?
Brother Izzy, no. I'm still trying to this very second to get the book that I ordered. What's that? What's next?
Okay, K. Brown says, what is a good author for the book of Jubilees and Enoch?
R.H. Charles, because he did the translation without injecting his own ideas. He just used the information that was in front of him and translated it. What's next?
Okay, next. Was Asareth there after the flood?
Of course it was there after the flood. That's where the children of Israel went. The land called Azareth. And that happened after the flood, when Israelites were in Israel. Read.
Okay, someone says maybe false flag at Super Bowl seems credible. I have the links, elders.
Okay, send me the links. Hopefully our brothers and sisters won't be there. All right. What's next?
It says, what should I do if I'm at work on a Friday and the sun goes down?
Continue to work. Okay. There is grace in it as far as following. So if you, the Most High know that you want to follow it, but if you quit or if you work and then you'll be homeless. So just try to work it out where, if the sun go down, you can probably go into the bathroom, do a prayer, whatever the case is. But continue your actions towards following the Most High. All right, and don't let that pressure be on you. And the Most High will eventually find a way in which you can be relieved for that day to serve Him. What's next?
Okay, someone got a repeat question that you've already answered. So
Okay.
the last one is, do you think you could debate other camps on the name of the Most High? It seems like the most important thing is for us all to call on the true name of the Most High.
It's futile to debate other camps on the name of the Most High. They have seen the video and they have seen in their own Hebrew word that the Most High say that His name is Ahiah, Ashar Ahiah. Tell the people, Ahiah have sent me unto you. So if they didn't hear the Most High, what makes you think they'll hear me? That's futile. That's a waste of space. And on top of that, this is what the Gentiles would like to put out there to show that there's some fight. They will just promote the debate in itself to show division. They will not actually bring forth the content. They'll just show the debate. And then a lot of these guys, they wouldn't do an earnest talk with just knowledge. They'll start going off into certain tangents and cursing and everything else. So it would be a waste of time to do that. The Most High said His name is Ahiah, Ashar Ahiah. How can you look at that and try to say, well, the Most High meant what I'm about to tell you? So if they didn't hear the Most High, it's our job to put it out there. And we're putting that out there with the knowledge that the majority of our people are not going to follow it anyway. That's just the way it is. Christ was on the scene. You would think that all Israel would have came together under Him, right? So if they didn't come together under Christ, what makes you or I think they're going to come together with a debate of me saying what the Most High name is? All the camps are not going to come together. You must get yourself out of that frame of mind, because you're going to waste your time debating things when you should be focused on what the Most High need you to do to make it. As you can see, our shows, we don't even focus on that. That's small, dealing with that little thing when it comes to them arguing over little pieces. I'm not even going to argue with them over whether or not you should be baptized. Didn't Christ get in the water? So if Christ got in the water and you say you following Christ, why am I sitting there arguing with you about whether or not you should get in water? Well, no, it's reading the word. Let me read the word. That's baptism. That's futile, brothers. You got to understand the Bible says you must avoid foolishness. Okay? All Israel is not going to come together. It's not going to happen. All Israel is not going to teach the same doctrine. They never did. Okay? That's why they put Christ up on the cross. Okay? They wanted Christ out of there. They didn't want to follow what was being said. So no, it's a waste of time. In their own Hebrew book, it says Ahiah, Ashar, Ahiah. If they don't hear Him, what make you think they're going to hear me? Okay? What's next?
That's it.
Let's see. Okay, if you have a young man that can draw in Delaware, please contact me as soon as possible with that information. One moment. Am I missing something here? I don't know either. This Ustream thing. Yeah. Izzy, I missed that link. I hit that link and it just took me to nowhere. So just send me that privately. Let's see here. One moment, so I can finish these questions here before we go out. And that goes the same with, I see brothers and sisters out there looking to debate atheists. How can you even be in the same conversation with someone trying to prove to you the Bible is wrong, and that's a book they don't believe in? So that in itself is psychotic. If you don't believe in it, then you don't have the knowledge to debate someone in it. You understand? So that would be the same point if someone asks, why don't I bring on an atheist to debate whether or not the Bible is true? He don't believe in the Most High. Okay, so there's no debate with someone who don't believe in the book. Okay? And if you don't believe, and to prove to you the level of satanic devices that have thrown them for a loop. If you don't believe in the book, why are you in the book trying to prove that it's incorrect? Shouldn't you be doing something else? Okay? All right, let's get a few more. I know what to do. One moment. Yeah. All right. I got a lot of stuff up here, brothers and sisters. One moment. Don't forget, I was in the midst of a study. What's going on there? One moment. It's weird. Okay, thank you. Control C. One moment, brothers and sisters. That's it, right? It's weird. Some don't want me to get this thing Izzy been sending. I'll try it.
Yeah, that's good.
It's not there. One moment. Oh, you want to go through that? I don't feel like going through that. No. I'll get that later. I'll get that later, Izzy. Because obviously it's not letting me get this. It won't even copy. See that? Izzy, send that to my email, okay? Because I can't get that right now. All right, what's next here?
Okay, someone says, what type of bread are we supposed to have for communion?
Flatbread, no leaven.
What are some of the key skills and trades needed right now or in the future?
If I know that someone says they have a copy of the Lost Book of Giza. If you have that, send an email to me as soon as possible. Read on.
Uh, did did Nebuchadnezzar write Daniel chapter 4?
Let me ask you, who asked that question? Did Nebuchadnezzar?
Judah man. Oh, that's gone quite fast.
Okay, where that's at.
Yeah.
Judah man. Why would you ask, did Nebuchadnezzar write Daniel 4? Is there something you have that says Nebuchadnezzar wrote chapter 4 in the book of Daniel's? I need you to answer, what make you think Nebuchadnezzar wrote Daniel's 4? Because this is the first I've heard of that. Is there something you read that said that Nebuchadnezzar wrote chapter 4? No, I just need Judah Man 1982 to answer the Nebuchadnezzar question. Is there something I heard? I heard it seems like it is written in first person. And where did you hear that from? Judah Man 1982. And I'm asking you the question just so that you can examine the situation. Just so you can examine it. If you don't know, and the Bible never said he did, then how could you come to that? Okay, thank you. A YouTube video. Okay. Now, in that YouTube video, Judah Man, did they show you that that was Nebuchadnezzar who wrote Daniel 4? Yes or no? Colossians 2 and 8 tell us, beware, lest any man spoil you with philosophy and vain deceit. If they can't prove it, I don't entertain it. You can make statements all they want. They can say Michael wrote Daniel 5 if they would like. They can say Isaiah wrote the book of Daniel chapter 8. But I don't go, as far as I know, until I see something different, it's the book of Daniel. Okay? What's next?
Someone says, when do you think that you will be starting the charter school?
That's being worked on now. You'll know when it's up. All right?
Someone says, Elder, can you please explain Micah 4? Some Israelite groups use this to go against fleeing.
Okay, let's go to Micah 4. Let's go to Micah 4. Again, I want to make this clear. We only put out what the Most High said do. It's up to each individual to know whether or not, or to study to show themselves approved to know if they need to follow what the Most High said. That's all I can put out there. The Most High says, come out of my people, that you be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues. And it seems all the scriptures where the Most High said you must leave the land physically, they ignore and try to go someplace to try to justify them just leaving Babylon in their mind. Now, we're not saying that everyone should leave. We're saying those who's taking heed, who understands, should leave. There's going to be many who will stand up against what's ever coming and even die through it, that will make it into the kingdom of heaven. Let me make that clear. It's not what I'm saying is doing what need to be done in certain instances is not for everyone. So, and we're saying this to say, if Israelite groups believe that they should stay, there's nothing wrong with, that's what the Most High have in their heart to do. There's nothing wrong with them staying. But that's just like someone talking to Paul or talking to any of those who were back then going to different places, spreading the word, letting people know that it's amazing that the same people who are claiming that we're not supposed to leave, they say that we're going to be in the wilderness. Okay, all right. So you admit we're going to be someplace else after the destruction of Babylon, in the wilderness. But you're saying it's wrong if people leave Babylon. So they have to work that out, okay? But I will go to the book of Micah to see if this book is telling us, Micah 4, to read and see if it's telling us we are not supposed to leave Babylon. That's the context I'm going to read it in, because you ask me to read Micah 4 and explain it, because some Israelite groups use this to go against fleeing. Read. And another thing, you had one brother who tried to go in scriptures and go into Egypt and say, if you go into Egypt, you're going to be destroyed. Well, what about the brothers who are not in Egypt? What about the brothers who are in different places? What scripture can you go to now? See, and that's the madness people deal with. Instead of focusing on the Most High, they want to focus on what we're doing. You went through all that to find something where some people got destroyed in Egypt for following other gods that went into Egypt during the ancient time of Babylon. Okay, what about the brothers that are someplace else? How does that apply? And then these people who say that they're not supposed to leave Babylon, listen to this, also say that it's okay because Israelites are going to be scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Well, if Israelites are going to be scattered throughout the four corners of the earth and gathered from the four corners of the earth, what's wrong with leaving Babylon and go to some other place where they'll be gathered? See that? So how was it wrong to go some other place in the earth if, according to what they're teaching, Israelites will be gathered every place? So then, if that's the case, and they know this, what is their true motive? Their true motive is to focus and teach against us. That's the true motive. Because in what they're saying doesn't make any sense if Israel is going to be gathered from the four corners of the earth. What difference does it make to them if we go some other place besides Babylon, whom they're cursing everyone out and claiming it's the worst place on earth anyway? You're claiming that all these things is wrong with it, and that I'm getting beat down by the white man. I witnessed slavery and I'm doing all this. And then you're saying, well, okay, we're not supposed to leave here. Well, don't complain. Don't complain. If you're supposed to stay there, love it. Okay? Let's read the book of Micah.
The whole chapter?
Yeah, we're going to go through Micah 4. How many verses we have here? 13? That ain't many. We're going to read Micah 4 and see if this scripture is telling us not to leave Babylon. Read.
But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountains of the house of the Most High shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow unto it. Verse 2. And many nations shall come and say, Come, and let us go up to the mountain of the Most High, and to the house of the Most High power of Jacob. And he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of the Most High from Jerusalem. And he shall judge among many people, and rebuke strong nations afar off. And they shall and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more, but they shall sit every man under his vine, and under his fig tree, and none shall make them afraid, for the mouth of the Most High of hosts have spoken it.
Go ahead.
For all the people will walk, every one in the name of his God, and we will walk in the name of the Most High our power forever and ever. In that day, saith the Most High, will I assemble her that halteth, and I will gather her that is driven out, and her that I have afflicted, and I will make her that halted a remnant, and her that was cast far off a strong nation. And the Most High shall reign over them in Mount Zion from henceforth, even forever. And thou, O tower of the flock, the stronghold of the daughter of Zion, unto thee shall it come, even the first dominion, the kingdom shall come to the daughter of Jerusalem. Now why dost thou cry out aloud? Is there no king in thee? Is thy counselor perished? For pains have taken thee as a woman in travail. Be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion, like a woman in travail. For now shalt thou go forth out of the city, and thou shalt dwell in the field, and thou shalt go even to Babylon. There shalt thou be delivered. There the Most High shall redeem thee from the hand of thine enemies. Now also...
Oh, I see. They go here to say that the Most High is going to deliver us from Babylon. Okay, I see how they can say you're not supposed to leave based on that. The Bible says, get understanding precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. Read that part again.
Verse 10.
Read the last part you just read.
And thou shalt go even to Babylon.
Thou shalt go even to Babylon. We know America is the daughter of Babylon. Read.
There shalt thou be delivered.
And there you shall be delivered. So they're saying that you don't have to leave Babylon because Christ is going to come and deliver them from there. Right? But let's show you how they're going to be delivered according to Scripture. Hold that and get Zechariah, the 2nd chapter. So, of course, they will receive the truth of themselves. They will begin to awaken and separate themselves from the customs of the land. But then, let's see how they're going to be delivered according to Scriptures. Now, let's go to Zechariah, the 2nd chapter. Start at the 1st verse. And hold your place where it says deliver.
I got it.
You got it, right? Go to Zechariah 2. Read it again.
From verse 1?
From verse 1 on down.
Okay. I lifted up mine eyes again and looked, and behold, a man with a measuring line in his hand. Then said I, Whither goest thou? And he said unto me, To measure Jerusalem, to see what is the breadth thereof, and what is the length thereof. And behold, the angel that talked with me went forth, and another angel went out to meet him, and said unto him, Run, speak to this young man, saying, Jerusalem shall be inhabited as towns without walls, for the multitude of men and cattle therein. For I, saith the Most High, will be unto her a wall of fire round about, and will be the glory in the midst of her. Verse 6. Ho, ho, come forth. And
ho, ho, what means at last, read.
Come forth.
Come forth.
and flee from the land of the north,
No, stay.
and flee from the land of the north,
No, stay.
flee from the land of the north,
Read.
saith the Most High,
Saith who?
saith the Most High,
Saith the gathering of Christ Church.
saith the Most High,
Saith me.
saith Ahiah,
Read.
for I have spread you abroad
For he have spread you abroad. Read.
as the four winds of the heaven,
Go
saith
ahead.
the Most High. Verse 7, deliver thyself,
Deliver what?
deliver thyself,
Christ is going to come pick you up.
deliver thyself,
Christ is going to come pick you up.
deliver thyself,
No, you're going to be picked up.
deliver thyself,
Read.
O Zion,
O Zion,
that dwellest with the daughter of Babylon.
that dwelleth with the daughter of Babylon. Now let's go back to that last part you read in the book of Micah. Read.
And thou shalt go even to Babylon,
Thou shalt go even unto Babylon.
there shalt thou be delivered.
How will you be delivered? Go back to the last part you just read in Zechariah.
Deliver thyself,
Deliver thyself,
O Zion,
O Zion.
that dwellest with the daughter of Babylon.
Yeah, you will be delivered, but you must deliver yourself. We're not saying you're not gonna be delivered from the land that you were scattered, because the Most High is going to give you the Spirit. He's going to use the angels to guide you out of there. Okay? But you still got to deliver yourself. You can't just sit back. That's no different than the Christians waiting for the rapture. So I hope you got the precept for that. And again, if they decide to stay, there's nothing wrong with that either. Their work is there. Their work does not extend past there. That's what they, and you know what? That's a great work. I'm not going to speak against the work they preaching and teaching and bringing people to the Most High. That's what they have to do. But their work doesn't extend to what other brothers have to do. All right? So I'm not saying that they're wrong for staying. So, and that's why I'm not focusing on whether or not they're staying or leaving, because that's not my focus. My focus is to finish what the Most High have for us to do. And I don't speak against them teaching and staying there, because that's what the Most High have in them to do. So we must come down to, if we all as Israelites know that God will deliver us from the four corners of the earth, then why focus on whether the gathering of Christ Church is leaving Babylon? So that's something that they must deal with, okay? I can't, you would have to ask them why they going into that. All right? I wish all of them Godspeed. I wish that, that they keep doing whatever they're doing. All right, what's next here? What is it?
Okay. Daughter of Judah says, Shabbat Shalom elders, could you tell me which other islands make up Benjamin? I thought the Maroons just went to Jamaica. Also the surrounding islands are all separate tribes, Cuba, Haiti, Dominican Republic.
I don't understand what you're asking in specific. We're talking about in number. Of course, there's different tribes spread through the different areas, just like America is predominantly Judah, but Jamaicans are there. Haitians are there. Predominantly, America is Judah. Predominantly, Levi is Haiti. Predominantly, the West Indians are Jamaicans. We're not saying that you're going to go to a country and that all the people there are just going to be Benjamin. We're looking at the predominant number of each, okay? What's next?
Is there any truth in things being written in the stars? If so, how does this work if they are watchers or angels? Confused. Shalom and thank you.
Well, the Bible says, be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the Gentiles are dismayed at them. At the very end, the stars will read against the Gentiles. So they'll think it means something, and it's going to deceive them into it being something else. So you shouldn't get caught up into that. Don't be dismayed with that. Just stick with the scriptures. All right? Or you will be thrown off and confused. What's next?
Did you hear of the Obama $1 trillion, was that department or
Debt coin.
debt coin?
I really don't. I heard something about it, but to the point it's becoming utterly ridiculous. It seems as if they're just spinning wheels and diverting people until they destroy the population. It's just a bunch of mess at this point coming out in the news. All right, it's just a bunch of talk. And believe me, if there's a $1 trillion coin, believe it, none of us gonna have them. All right, what's the next?
Are you supposed to cleanse yourself before you pray to the Most High, like washing hands, feet, knees, etc.?
Well, if you're going on a fast, then it's required that you wash before a fast. All right, but there is no law to say, okay, before every time I'm praying, let me go wash up. Okay. And don't believe that that's something that's a custom of Muslims either, because I've lived around them in Middle Eastern countries, and the only place I see Muslims cleaning themselves are our people in America. These guys are not nowhere near. They coming through the place, lighting the whole place up and praying. So don't believe by any stretch of the imagination that in the Middle East they cleaning themselves before they pray. All right? Because they come out of work and everything from behind the kitchen, sweating and everything, and they'll go right outside with a bunch of them and go into the madness they do. Okay, what's next here?
Someone says, what advice would you, us sisters with children, about fleeing when we don't have a head husband? No elder man in my family believes the truth.
You follow the Most High and keep His commandments and do what you need to do there, and contact separately. Contact separately and see if we can help with your with arrangements of leaving. Okay? And I say that because some people fly off the handle, not yourself, but some people put the cart before the horse because others are not listening in their family and just start making moves. You can't be operating like that. The Bible says, be wise as serpents, harmless as a dove. You're living in a system now where your family, if they say that something is wrong with you, people with the white coats are coming. And when they come, they claim that you crazy or you in a cult or whatever, they're going to put you under some serious medication. Okay? They're going to put you on medication, lock you away, and it's going to be what Christ said. So Christ says, listen, I send you out as sheep among wolves. Be wise as serpents, harmless as a dove. You got to operate as normal. You can't be making waves, but you have to do little things like, okay, you know what, I'm thinking about taking a trip here, there, and the other. Okay, why don't we get some passports in case we take a trip or a cruise or whatever? Let's get some passports, so that we can, take a trip outside of go to the Caribbean or something. But in the long run, these passports can be used if you need to make some moves with you and your family. So you got to think on that level and not rock the boat, because Satan have put certain mechanisms in the earth in which if one can see, your whole family comes against you. If you stop doing certain things, if you break your programming, automatically everyone is looking at you. Okay? So he put that in place. So don't just look at your circumstance. Continue to serve the Most High, do what you need to do, and operate wise. And women do it all the time. When women ready to do something and go on to the next phase or whatever, you're not telling nobody what you're doing. It seems like when we get the truth, we lose the skills that we operated in the world with that helped us get along. You ain't supposed to lose our common way of operating. You didn't see women know that, okay, I'm going to be out of this. I'm going to do whatever in about 7 months, but I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm going to act as normal. But I'm getting out of this thing. You understand? So you got to still be cunning, be wise as serpents, which means do the preparation you need to do for your family. Even if it's against, even if they don't even understand it, help with the preparations without sounding an alarm against yourself, if you understand. What's next?
Someone says, Alda, I have the book, and I have been emailed you guys about fleeing Babylon. No reply.
Who's that?
Messiah 1777.
What is that?
I don't know what book.
Okay, well, we have actually been, myself, I haven't been looking at the email list. Certain emails they put in which we have to look at personally. I haven't been looking at the email for a couple of days because, for a good while, because I've been into what we're doing right now and getting these things together scripturally. So I apologize for that, but know that if your email is there, once we finish this little study, I'm going in and go through all the email, myself and Lawyer and others, and we'll get it. We'll get to it, and you will have a response. Okay? What's next?
Okay. Is there scripture you show the name of Christ like we have scriptures in Exodus that specifically show the Most High giving us his name?
And see, that's almost amazing because that's a segue into what we found. Brothers in the Middle East found a Hebrew Old and New Testament that is not published and given to the United States. It's only in Israel and the Middle East. And it have the Most High's name in it, and it have Christ's name in the New Testament. They're being sent to me as we speak. And that will be another teaching coming out with what the Jewish people are hiding from us in America. It's not even no English in it at all. It's all Hebrew. Brother Justin and his wife found it. And then later on, others was able to get, I told the brother to go into the store and get all the books they have left like that. They bought every book that was remaining in that store. And they're sending it to us now. With Christ's name, Yeshua, without any shadow of a doubt in the ancient Hebrew. And guess what? It's from the Society of Israel in Israel that have printed this particular book. And they do not publish it and send it to America. Only through special order do they send it. And only Jewish people are ordering that. Which proves to me they know Christ's name is Yeshua and purposely is calling him Joshua. On purpose. Because they can't stand him. They can't stand Christ. They don't even like to speak his name. So they told everyone in their Yiddish term, his name is Yehoshua. The deception gets deeper and deeper. Okay, what's next?
I think that's it.
Okay. All right, I'm pretty much finished here. Let's see. What time is it here? Okay. You cannot get to the garden. That will happen once Christ returns. Revelations 21 tells us that's when it's going to be given unto us. All right. Jesus, son of Sirach, is a different name. That's a Joshua in the book of Ecclesiasticus. Yeah. Can you explain how people of the Bible lived to 200 plus years older than what we're living under today? Obviously, they're killing us. But that's a whole nother lesson within itself. Just wanted you guys to know that I thank the Most High for you guys. The information that I've gotten from the following GOC for the past year online have been life-changing. All praises be to the Most High. Give him all the praise. I cannot go into detail within 5 minutes to break down Enoch 78. It's too extensive at this time. Doesn't Amos 9:8-10 tell us that the tribes that don't flee Babylon will be destroyed with the Most High judgment of Babylon? Let's go to Amos 9:8-10. Read it.
Behold, the eyes of the Most High Power are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will.
And it's amazing that Israelites are actually teaching this. That the Most High is going to destroy the sinful kingdom from off the face of the earth. See, but a lot of these groups are saying you're not supposed to flee. Keep in mind, they believe UFOs are going to come pick them up. I've known this because years ago, over 2 decades ago, I was taught this myself. And because my teachers taught it, I was saying the same thing. They was claiming the same time that Christ would come back, Babylon would be destroyed. The same time. They're wrong. According to scriptures, Babylon will be destroyed and power will be given back to Europe, and they will rule the earth until Christ comes. Okay? But they've been teaching. The reason they don't have to leave is because Christ is coming back in UFOs to pick them up from America and take them to the wilderness. That's no place in scripture. That Babylon will be destroyed, and while Babylon is being destroyed, they'll be getting picked up. I know they go to Ezekiel the 20th chapter in the 33rd verse, but it's not speaking of what they're speaking of. Read.
Verse 8.
Go ahead.
Behold, the eyes of the Most High Power are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Most High. For lo, I will command, and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as corn is sifted in a sieve. Yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say, the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us.
The ones that claim that the destruction is not going to come to them, they're going to be destroyed with Babylon. That is correct. All right. The holy day Rosh Hashanah is a Babylonian worship, yes. It's a Babylonian worship. On top of that, all the names of in the luminary holy days that the Jewish people have in their months are all gods from ancient Babylon. That's going to be in a lesson too. I don't want to put too much out there. All right, but the whole thing is Babylonian and Roman. And it's deep because when they constructed their deception, they had keeping us in darkness. That was their total focus. And everything the Gentiles did was to make sure we would never come to the understanding of who we are and what we were supposed to be following. Because automatically when we come into the direct course of the Most High and stay on his frequency, the Gentiles and their gods have no power over us. Zero. And you know they love power. So now the Most High not only gave us his name, he's given us the correct cycles of holy days to follow in conjunction or paralleling the heavens, which puts us above the Gentiles and their gods. So, brothers and sisters, the Most High is taking this on the next level through the Spirit. All right. Deecham, we're gonna call you up, brother. We're gonna have a new calendar made, the whole thing. And it seems the closer we come to the end, the more the Most High is revealing. Based on the fact that we'll soon be in the wilderness. Well, the new website should be up any day now, and I just spoke to Brother Gabar last week, and it's really underway, and we should be rolling it out very soon. Can you eat meat with cheese? Please clarify. The scriptures tell us we're not supposed to side or cook the mother's meat in her kids' milk. You understand? But there's no way to know if you're eating a cheeseburger whether or not the milk in that cheese came from the mother of that cow. You understand? I mean, if you can figure that out, let me know. But it's almost impossible to figure out whether or not the milk that was in your cheese came from the kid, of the beef that was slaughtered. Okay? But for conscience sake, if you believe that happened, don't eat cheeseburgers. All right? And don't mix any dairy with beef if you believe that happened. Okay. Go to the next one. I'll be right back real quick. What's the next one?
Someone asked, who is Jesus, son of Sirach? I just wanted to know, but you have answered my question already. It's okay then. Yeah, it's Joshua. And when you read the prelude of Ecclesiasticus, it actually explains that it's three generations. You've got a grandfather, the father, and the son's reiterating what his grandfather, the wise words his grandfather had said. Someone asks, is something someone should do biblically who work with people who die in their presence? Okay, I have to ask out of a car on that one. Please explain Revelations 21 verse 23. Let me get that. Okay. Someone's asking, is there something someone should do biblically who work with people who die in their presence?
That's a tough question. That's real tough. One moment here. Read that again.
Where did it go? Is there something someone should do biblically who work with people who die in their presence? So I guess that's maybe a nurse or something.
Someone. Well, of course, that can take a toll on anyone. Seeing the spirit go out of people regularly. You understand? If it's affecting you, which it should, then you would probably need to look to work at a different part of the hospital. I know a brother, it was his job. He was working at Temple in Philadelphia, and it was his job to continually take dead bodies to the morgue. And that took a serious toll on him being around the dead like that. Looking at dead, it almost made him cold and desensitized him. So he decided not to do it no more. You know what I mean? I think he went to the laundry room or something. So he took a pay cut, but you got to decide what you're going to do, for yourself, for your own sanity. You understand? So I really can't answer to that. I know one thing, that being around the dead so much, according to the law, made us unclean. You understand? Now, of course, we're not under the laws of the temple anymore, but it have to do something. There's something to the spirit of being around dead. The Bible tells us that there was one family in Israel. They had one family that dealt with this for the whole area. You understand? That they would stay unclean because they had to deal with the dead. It's not like people died every day when we were in Israel in one specific area. But one family would handle that. Why? Because then that family is clean and it didn't affect the rest of society. And it was one family per place where the priest would deal with that. And it was unclean. So you would have to make a conscious decision on whether or not that's something you would like to work around if it's affecting you negatively. Okay? What's next here?
Okay, Miss Daughter of Zion says, Shalom, elders.
What is that?
Right here.
Someone before that, ain't it?
Mr. Gibbs?
No, there's...
Oh, this one?
O. Andrews 1.
Oh, do you think the government create Israelite groups to fool the people?
I don't think that. I don't think that there's Israelite groups that are set up strictly to fool the people. And why? I don't think the government want to promote even the fact that we're Israelites. Even if they put up a proxy group, the information would get out and give our brothers and sisters the idea that blacks are Israelites. I don't think they would like to do that. But I know they, through COINTELPRO, they have infiltrated Israelite groups. And I know also through these movies that they're about to put out, they're looking to demonize Israelite groups and make them look like fringe terrorist groups. Now, even though a lot of Israelite groups, and we don't do that, even though there's others that are cursing people out and saying all types of different things, any people, that, especially I've been around Israelite groups of old, none of them had any intentions on doing any terrorist activity ever. You understand? They go home and they just live their life and, and go to work. And then on Saturday, they curse people out. But they not getting together talking about let's put together this and put together that and do this against government. No, that don't exist. All right. Now, could they drug some people up in their little institutions they call psych wards and throw metries on them and claim they Israelites and go do something crazy with them? They could do that. Okay. They can do that if that's something you need to look out for. All right. All right. What's next here?
A higher creation says, Shalom, elders. I just stopped going to church because of the false teachings. I was asked if I walk with Christ and don't go to church. Who am I then? They asked. What am I to say? Now I'm a saint.
You are to tell them that you are a child of the Most High and you are a pre-Constantine Christian. That means you are a Christian according to the disciples, not the injection of the paganism that came through Constantine, the Roman pedophile Satanist. Okay? That's what you ought to tell them. And let them know any service that they want to have on a Sabbath, you will be there. You don't have to cut off your friendship and love and fellowship you have with them. Let them know. Anything you have between Friday sundown and Saturday morning, I'll be more than glad to come up with you and talk with you. Like a lot of these churches, they have Friday night get-togethers or Friday night Bible study, or they get together and sing on Friday night. Hey, you can still fellowship with them there. Talk to them there. But on Sundays, when you're missing, which is their high holy day of the week, that's a statement. And like, why you come on Fridays and Saturdays, not Sundays? Because I'm not pagan. I'll praise the Most High all you want. I'm going to be calling them a higher and Yeshaya all up in here. Okay? But I will not be here on Sundays. What's next?
Shalom elders, according to Isaiah 19:25, is Egypt the Most High's people also?
Well, we know that Montezarium is one of the sons of Ham. But don't forget, Israel became a people in Egypt and came out of Egypt and founded and inhabited the land of Canaan, which later was turned to Israel. So even after our fall, the fall of Judah, there was some of our people who went back to Egypt, and there's lands in Egypt where the children of Israel still reside. When Christ was born, Herod the Edomite looked to kill him. Joseph, his father, Mary, his mother, took him into Egypt to flee the wrath of Herod. So there was communities of Israel in Egypt. So of course, God's people are still in Egypt. Always was. We began in Egypt. Okay. What's next? But it's not speaking of all of the people who live in the land of Egypt. It's speaking of God's people who have communities there. All right? Just like when you read Exodus, the first chapter, it says, get them out of the land. And the Egyptians, they rose up a Pharaoh who didn't know Joseph and looked to get us up out of the land. Why? They was trying to get us out of Upper Egypt. They were trying to get us out of the high positions in Egypt. And then they made it, they confounded us, or they confided us to our land Goshen. They took us out of government positions to show you the Egyptians were separate from us. All right? What you got next?
What belongs what belongs to the wilderness area and what doesn't? That's Mr. Gibbs.
I don't know what he's asking in specific. What belongs to the wilderness area and what doesn't? I don't know in specific what you're asking. What belongs to the wilderness area and what doesn't? Be a little bit more clear. Expound. What's next? Okay, what's the next one? Is there something?
Please explain Revelations 21 verse 23.
Okay, go there real quick. We're going to answer one more, and then I guess we'll relay this over to Brother and Elder Gabar in New York. Go ahead.
And the city had no need of the sun, neither of the moon, to shine in it, for the glory of the Most High did lighten it, and the Lamb is the light thereof.
That's crystal clear. And that goes into the cycle of years when the Bible says in the Old Testament, the Son of Righteousness, S-U-N. Christ was the Son in the beginning, the S-U-N. He was the light from the heavenly realm before the cycle of creation began. Okay? And then after the heavens were built and they started the heavenly luminaries, Then they put a physical sun there and a physical moon there. But when Christ is on his way, all the luminaries will lose their light. The moon shall be darkened and the sun shall lose its light, because there will be no light brighter than Christ coming to the earth. And Christ, there will be an illumination from Jerusalem, from Israel, that will lighten the heavens going forward, that will lighten the earth going forward. And Christ will be the initiator of that particular light. He was always the light. Okay? And that's what that means. Someone asks, how do we determine the first day of our new year coming up in the spring? You will have that very soon. Everything you need on that, you'll have. Very detailed. We're going to put it down together. We're going to record it first. And after that, we're going to hold the recording, teach it on one of these classes on the Sabbath. Then we're going to release it to the YouTube community. And then every Israelite on this earth will not have an excuse to know what the cycles are going forward. That'll be it on that. Read that.
The last one there says, can we relate 2 Kings 17 verse 9 to the many modern day gated communities we see today?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Okay, let's see. One minute. Okay, there's a question. Would you say that after reviewing the new bills that we have only until 2014 until we have to flee? They are making penalties for those who don't accept the Obamacare plan. They're making it mandatory. Uh, um, when you say they're making the Obamacare mandatory, if there's information that I don't know, please send it concerning that. Slice Seal 7771, send your number real quick through the private chat, if you don't mind. Um, all right.
I don't know if what you just read there has something to do with the renewal of the NDAA that was signed as well.
Yeah, okay. Maybe,
There's some
maybe,
changes.
yeah, maybe this National Defense Authorization Act, which Barack Obama signed, that he claimed it's just extending it another year, that it have something to do with those who will not operate accordingly with the health care plan, which is the institution of the mark of the beast. On the answer I have to that is the same I've been saying. Get your passports as soon as you can. For those who don't have passports initially, you want to get out of the city areas before things break out. And you want to get in border areas if possible. Uh, okay? I would suggest to brothers and sisters, especially those that are learning, as many as possible that live in Louisiana, to get out of Louisiana if you can. Um, I know the property is low there, and you might not get a lot if selling, but if you can get out of the Louisiana area, get out of the Louisiana area. And initially, when things go down, the safest place for a little while will be the areas of Montana. But that's a whole nother lesson in itself, and we're going to start talking about a few of those things later. In lieu of everything and what's going on in the earth, I would just say just prepare. Just have contingencies regardless of what the government is doing. All right? Did we get all these? I think we got all these, right? Yeah? Okay, you can pause it so I can see what these are before we go. Oh, yeah, we got all those. Yeah, we got those. All right. Okay, that's good. I didn't get the books I ordered, the Lost Scriptures of Giza. I need that, and I think a brother is sending me the PDF, but I want my books, so I'm looking to get my books. They're already paid. I'm trying to figure out, maybe they know that we're figuring this out. Someone say they're making penalties for those. What? What is the penalty? What is the penalty they're making if you're not participating in the health care bill? The one thing I do know is that there'll be restrictions on those, or they, it's not compulsory immediately. They'll make it where in order for you to get your money, you must go along with the situation if you are under some social programs, welfare, or whatever the case is.